This month, we are going to review comp time. So, how to request to move hours into a comp bank if that is something that your organization allows, and how to then request comp time off. So, if your organization allows for hours to be moved to comp, we can set that up for you based on your specific policies. So, that could include the multiplier that the hours can be moved at. For example, we typically see that overtime hours can be moved to comp at a multiplier of 1.5 times. How many hours after a pay period has ended that employees are able to submit that request to you, and how many hours an employees can have in their comp bank at one time. Of course, if there are other rules or specifics that you would like to discuss, the eSchedule support team would be happy to work with you to get your process built out correctly. So, as long as your site is set up to allow hours to be moved into a comp bank, employees will begin this process in their time card. So, that is this first option under the time clock menu. So, we'll click that to open up this employee's time card. And while this demo site specifically is set up to allow only regular overtime hours to be moved to comp, we can configure your comp program to allow any pay type to be moved to comp. So any eligible hours will appear hyperlinked in the employee's time card. So this indicates that they can click on these hours to then request to move these to their comp bank. All right, so we'll go ahead and click on the 24-hour punch here on February 1st, and we will be brought to this comp time request screen where this employee, Roger, can view the details of his shift or his punch, including the available hours he has to move. So 24 in this example, and Roger down here in the hours to move field can type into this box to specify how many hours he would like to move into his comp bank. So employees can move all available hours or they can move just a portion. So in this example, we'll go ahead and plug in 24, plug in a quick comment here, and go ahead and submit that request. So the employee should receive confirmation that their comp bank request was submitted successfully, and that request then goes to an administrator to either approve or reject. All right, so administrators can view those requests in their PTO report. So we'll open that up and we can see Roger's request here, which comes through with the title Move to Comp Time. So we can see that Roger is requesting to move 24 hours of regular overtime into his comp bank. We've got the option to reject or accept that request, and then we can view Roger's comments over here to the right. So we'll go ahead and click Go to accept that request. Again, you should receive confirmation up top. And then we're going to go back into Roger's time card. And we can now see that in this punch here, this shift on February 1st, Roger requested to move 24 hours of regular overtime, and 36 hours were added to his comp time bank. So again, this goes back to those specific settings where in this case, the hours are being moved at a multiplier of 1.5, which is why 36 hours were added to Roger's bank, but this can be set up based on your specific policies. And then down here at the bottom, we can confirm that Roger now has 36 hours in this comp time bank. Right? So if Roger wanted in the future to use his comp time to take time off, he is going to follow that standard submit PTO request process. So that can be found towards the middle here under the time clock menu. So we'll go ahead and open this up. Roger can plug in the dates and the times that he'd like to take off. We'll request off for just a few hours in this example. Roger is going to want to use the comp time pay type under this pay type drop-down field, plug in some quick comments again, and go ahead and submit that request. All right, confirmation up top, and we were actually brought right into the PTO report where we can review this request. And again, administrators have that ability to accept or reject here. So a couple things to note, the request to move hours into the comp bank comes through with that move to comp time title, where the request to take comp time off comes through with the title comp time request. So this request here that we've already accepted added hours to Rogers Comp Time Bank, whereas this request, once accepted, is going to deduct 4 hours from Rogers Bank. Right? So again, we'll hit go over here to the right to accept that request. We've got confirmation up top. And then if we go back into Rogers time card one more time, we're going to see that new punch or entry down here at the bottom of his time card where he requested to take comp time off. We can see those hours in the comp time column over here. And at the bottom, looking at Roger's comp time balance, we can see he now has 32 as opposed to the 36. So that did deduct 4 hours from that comp time bank. As always, if you have any questions for the eSchedule support team, please do not hesitate to reach out. We'd be happy to walk through your current configuration with you or set this up for you if it's something you're not currently taking advantage of. Whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to give us a call or send us a quick email.